Good evening. We're going to go ahead and get started. This is a regular scheduled board meeting for Edgewood City Schools. Mrs. Bowers, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Gary Gabbard.
Here.
Mr. Michael Pressler.
Here.
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft.
Present.
Mr. Andrew Pressler.
Here.
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt.
Here. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord God, we thank you for this opportunity to come together and meet. God, I thank you for every board member, every teacher, every member of faculty throughout all these schools and all the hours and effort they pour into our students, the future of our community. God, let this night be fruitful. Let all deliberation, all discussion be edifying, God, and let us glorify you in all we do and in the future of this community. In your mighty name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. This time I'm going to look for a motion for the approval of the agenda as amended. So, Mr. Messerschmidt, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Michael Pressler. Mrs. Bowers, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt.
Yes.
Mr. Michael Pressler.
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard.
Yes.
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft.
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Next up, we have presentations.
Tonight we are gathering here to honor and recognize some difference makers in our school district. We are going to begin by recognizing our co-workers who will be retiring this year.
Yes.
During the course of the teachers we'll be recognizing tonight, they have gone from blue grade books where you would record all the scores for the kids and get your calculator out and add those all up and divide and make sure you had the correct percentage, to a time where we have at our fingertips all kinds of information with just a click of a button. We also will be recognizing tonight those of us who have worked in food service. In the course of a 30-year career, you will have served over 2.5 million lunches. Recognizing also our people in transportation who are the first and the last representative of the Edgewood City Schools every single day. I want to say thank you to those who have run the marathon. Job well done, good and faithful servants. So when we call your name, we've got a little gift and a Cougar card. The Cougar card is so important because it will get you into events along with your spouse for the rest of your life. So anytime you want to come back and enjoy your time here at Edgewood, you can do that. So we'll start with Miss Erin Allen. If Erin will come forward. Erin started teaching here in 1994. And she has been a librarian, title teacher. Erin, thank you. I started here in 1996, and I've been a teacher, principal, worked at the board office. Thank you, Lynn. We also have with us tonight Mrs. Beth Birchwell, district nurse. district in 2007. We have Scott Pressnecker, who could not be with us tonight. He started with the district in 2015 in the curriculum department. We have Mrs. Becky Kurtz. She has been in the district since 2001, serving our students with disabilities. Becky, thank you. Unfortunately, they could not be with us because they are in Texas with their grandbabies. So they were math and science teachers of the district. We honor Robin Lucas. Robin worked in food service. That you had cooked 2.5 million. Thank you. We have Mrs. Spinelli. She could not be with us here tonight, but she started in the district in 2000 as a teacher of math, science, and we have Mr. Joe Wild.
The best ever doer!
Mr. Wiles is a PE teacher and health teacher and started in the district in 1994. Thank you, Mr. Wiles. Tonight to recognize some of our employees who have perfect attendance. That means you don't miss any days, and exceptional attendance, which would mean you would miss up to 2 days. So we want to recognize these friends when we call your name. We have, and Mr. Baker told me he couldn't be here tonight, Doug Baker, Chris Barnes, Patricia Bowers, Robin Chasteen, Mr. Scott Clemens,
There he is.
Anthony Dawes, have the 2 asterisks by it. That's because they have had perfect attendance or exceptional attendance 2 years in a row. So, Garrett Gabbard, Loretto, Tim Jewell, we actually this year have 2 husband and wife teams with great attendance. Bethany Johnson, Kevin McDonald, Tracy Phillips, Alex Sailors. You have exceptional attendance. Thank you. Melissa Allen. Jade Benner. Kim Baring, Mark Blair, Jessica Carlson, Lindsay Clemens, Logan Hoskins. Scott Ledger. Clarice Ogleton. Kelsey Purden. Melissa Spett. Shonda Rushaw. Stacy Singleton, she said she couldn't make it tonight. Chris Stratton. Sydney Stump. Alex Sullivan. Scott Van Schoik. And Beth Young. We also have a retirement gift for Joni McKenzie. Joni, we wanted to save the best for last. Come on down. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Visor. I'm sorry. Where'd that come from? So, congratulations to everybody that come here. We really appreciate you showing up. We definitely want to honor you. Showing up every day, that's priceless here. I mean, it's priceless. We appreciate it. We appreciate everybody's hard work. To you retirement people, let's do it, yes. Don't get any better. Congratulations to you all.
Yeah, I want to say something about that. A few years ago, when they started the leadership and character class, Scott, you were teaching, and you asked me to come in and talk during 3 bells. And I spent 3 bells in the high school talking for 3 periods. And when I left at the end of the day, I'd used all my words. I didn't want to talk anymore. I didn't want to be involved in conversation. So for those of y'all that was recognized up here tonight, I sincerely appreciate the work that you guys put in, everything that y'all do every day. So thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Next up, we have public participation. We don't have anybody signed up to speak. So next, we will move on to treasure items. Mrs. Bowers.
The first agenda item is the board minutes from April the 28th. I'd like to ask for a motion to approve those.
Looking for a motion to approve the board minutes from April the 28th.
So moved.
Mrs. Ashcraft, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Michael Pressler. Mrs. Bowers, would you call the roll, please?
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft,
Yes.
Mr. Michael Pressler,
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard,
Yes.
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt,
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next agenda item is the April 2025 financial reports. I'd like to ask for a motion to approve those.
Looking for a motion to approve financial reports for April.
So
Mr. Messerschmidt, do I have a second?
second.
Michael Pressler. Mrs. Bowers, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt,
Yes.
Mr. Michael Pressler,
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard,
Yes.
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft,
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next agenda item is the 5-year forecast. It's a May update. I'd like to ask for a motion to approve that.
Looking for a motion to approve the 5-year forecast as presented.
So moved.
Mr. Michael Pressler, do I have a second?
Second.
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft. Mrs. Bowers, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Michael Pressler.
Yes.
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft.
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard.
Yes.
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt.
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. The next agenda item is the amended certificate of estimated resources and appropriations. I'd like to ask for a motion to approve those.
We'll look for a motion to approve the amended certificate of estimated resources and appropriations.
So moved.
Mr. Messerschmidt, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Michael Pressler.
Is there anything that's changed on this since since you posted it last week?
Not since last week. We have to file again. We get another grant. We have to submit to the tax commissioner to be able to, we'll do this again next month, just year in. We have to do it to close out, but we want to spend this grant money, so we have to file it with the county before we can do that.
Okay. The reason I asked, it says adopted May the 19th. I didn't know if this had changed today.
Oh, it's just because it's being signed. Mr. Gabbard has to sign it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any more discussion? Mrs. Bowers, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt.
Yes.
Mr. Michael Pressler.
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard.
Yes.
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft.
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next, I would like to block items E and F. These are Butler County ESC. It's an audiology MOU, and then one for O&M and the teacher of visually impaired services.
Looking for a motion to approve E and F for Butler County ESC as presented.
So moved.
Mrs. Ashcraft, Mr. Messerschmidt, second. Any discussion? These are the
This is standard.
Yes.
Is about half of this roughly recoverable from the state?
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah, we would submit for excess costs, or costs for some of these students. It's a routine, MOU to service students with hearing impairments or vision impairments.
Is there?
This is just for next year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the continuation.
So it's capped at 51,000 for the vision. I didn't see a cap on the other one. You know how much what the cap on that one is? It says $90 an hour, but it doesn't say up to what dollar amount.
I'm trying to pull it up, but
I don't see a cap.
There was a list of student names attached to that, but I did not put that out there.
yeah, there is, it's only for the students who have that written into their IEPs that would receive that service. I can get you that number. Basically, they look at who has an evaluation, how many hours they project to spend with each student, and that's where the quote comes from. So I can pull that.
It is state requirement though for an IEP, right?
Yeah.
So we've got to do it no matter what. Okay. If you wouldn't mind, I would like to know kind of how much we spend on this.
Sure thing.
Thank you.
Maybe about 15 students on there.
So it's probably not here as much as,
I could pull it, but
it's irrelevant, it doesn't matter. We're required to do it anyway.
Any more discussion?
Yes, sir.
Mrs. Bowers, would you call the roll, please?
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft.
Yes.
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt.
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard.
Yes.
Mr. Michael Pressler.
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is the Hamilton County ESC agreement for assistive technology. I could have a motion to approve that.
We'll look for a motion to approve the Hamilton County ESC agreement.
So moved.
Mr. Messerschmidt, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Michael Pressler. Mrs. Bowers, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt.
Yes.
Mr. Michael Pressler.
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard.
Yes.
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft.
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next, I'd like to ask for a motion to approve the Warren County ESC quote for FY26 interpreters and social communication.
We'll look for a motion to approve the Warren County ESC service quote.
So moved.
Mr. Michael Pressler, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt. Mrs. Bowers, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Michael Pressler.
Yes.
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt.
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard.
Yes.
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft.
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. The next agenda, actually, I would like to block items I and J. This is the claim home health services and Cincinnati Children's Hospital services for FY '26.
Looking for a motion to approve I and J, which would be the claim home service and children's hospital agreement.
So moved.
Mrs. Ashcraft, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt. Discussion? Mrs. Bowers, would you call the roll, please?
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft.
Yes.
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt.
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard.
Yes.
Mr. Michael Pressler.
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. The next agenda item K is I would like to ask for a motion to rescind the contract for Nyra paving.
I'm gonna look for a motion to rescind the contract for Nyra paving.
So moved.
Mr. Messerschmidt, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Michael Preston.
I think we should have a little bit of
I
discussion. Just
agree.
explain why
I
we're doing
agree.
this.
After a little bit of investigation after our last meeting, we just did not feel comfortable moving forward with the quote with this company. And, we're not gonna do work with them, so. Is there anything you wanna add?
So to Gary's point, some of the things that we had found out, we decided that maybe we wanted to look at other options and go a different direction. I think the contract that we've been presented, that I think we're gonna vote on tonight, is actually a little bit more money, but it's also a little bit more service and a little bit more for our money. So we're not going with the cheapest bid, but we are going with one. I think we're gonna vote on the one tonight that we think is probably the best for the district. And we want to be good stewards of the money that we have, and it just made sense to us after some of the things that we found out after we voted on the last one, that it would be better to look at other companies. And I think we found a company that's local, that's gonna give us better products and do more extensive work than what we were originally quoted. You agree with that?
Absolutely. Yes, we definitely are gonna get a lot more bang for our buck. Mrs. Bauer, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt.
Yes.
Mr. Michael Pressler.
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard.
Yes.
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft.
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. In the next agenda item, I would like to ask for a motion to approve Normac Company quote.
Look for a motion to approve the paving quote from Normac.
So moved.
Mr. Michael Pressler.
Second.
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt. We just feel a lot more comfortable going with this company after going over both quotes and kind of comparing the two. And Mark's already kind of, we just want to be good stewards with the money, and we feel a lot more comfortable going this direction. So, Mrs. Bowers, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Michael Pressler.
Yes.
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt.
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard.
Yes.
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft.
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. The next agenda item is the Turner Grounds Maintenance quote for FY '26.
Looking for a motion to approve the Turner Ground Maintenance quote as presented.
So moved.
Mr. Michael Pressler.
Second.
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft. This pretty much is in line with what we're paying today's rate.
Yes.
Okay. Any more discussion? Mrs. Bauer, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Michael Pressler.
Yes.
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft.
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard.
Yes.
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt.
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. The next agenda item is the resolution for naming of our track.
I'm going to look for a motion for the resolution of the naming of the track at Coomler Field.
So moved.
Mrs. Ashcraft, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Michael Pressler. Before we vote on this, I would like for, Scott wrote a really good letter to us about this, and after consideration, I'd like for Scott to read this.
As you type something, sometimes it's easier than you get here and you see the person in person and think about the impact they had on you as a person. I didn't have the body of a track star, but had Mr. Mello in class for 4 years, and just the difference he made in me as a person and the life lessons he taught me, and trusted me to do things in life and stuff like that. Sometimes at his farm, a bunch of us would go out there and work and fish, and it just made an incredible impact on me as a person. I know a lot of you guys in the room that had him or ran track for him or was part of the tracking staff with him through the years. Know the kind of person he is. So I submit this back to the board. It says, I'm submitting this letter in consideration of naming the track at Coomer Field the Bill Mello track. Mr. Mello was a PE teacher, coach, track, cross country, basketball, and football, student council advisory, homecoming parade coordinator, prom coordinator, and servant leader of Edgewood schools for 50 years. Mr. Mello is known locally and statewide for being an Edgewood High School track and field coach and cross country coach for 50 years. During Mr. Mello's tenure as head coach, the boys track program won the league title in 1972, 73, 74, 75, 76, and the boys track program was also district champs in 1974 and 1990. The men's cross country team were league champs in 1980. Mr. Mello retired from his PE position in 1996, but continued to coach cross country until 2002 and track and field in 2018. During this time as cross country coach and track coach, Mr. Mello has 16 former athletes inducted into the Edgewood Hall of Fame out there on the board. So, Mr. Mello, thank you for your service. Thank you for everything you taught all of us, and it's a pleasure and an honor, sir.
Only thing I'm going to say is I never felt like I went to work.
So what's the next step in this, Scott? What's this going to look like? Are we going to do a ceremony? We're going to
Fall will have a bigger, got some good alumni here. Mr. Carroll reached out to him. It's a lot of the alumni group. That group that was a big alumni group. Jeff Adams, Casey Wells will get a big group together probably before the Oak Hills game. The little banquet up at the middle school, and then at halftime before the game against Oak Hills, where we'll honor Mr. Mello. And Lisa and I will be working with the track company. They're coming back next week to start the process of fixing the problem with the track. We'll look at some different options of what we can do as far as where to put that big plate, or I say it's face. Figure out where on the track we could put the Bill Mello track, but we'll get some different options for you guys to take a look at what would be the best honor Mr. Mello down there at the track.
Put his face right in the pole vault, like where the pole goes.
The first pole vault bit, or we
Listen, that man taught me line dancing. That was good to know in college.
I don't know about anybody else, but his dodgeball games. That goes out on the floor. Off the charts. Climbing the bleachers with the girls with bats. Remember that game?
never happened.
It was a lot of fun.
Before we vote on this, we don't take it lightly when we put it. This is going to be there forever, and we appreciate everything you've done for Edgewood.
Thank you so much.
So, Mrs. Bowers, would you call roll, please?
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Michael Pressler?
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard?
Yes.
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Mr. Gabbard, I would next like to ask for a motion to approve the walk-in Butler County ESC MOU.
We'll look for a motion to approve the Butler County MOU that was walked in late.
So moved.
Mrs. Ashcraft, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Michael Pressler. Mrs. Bowers, would you call roll, please?
Before this gets
Yes,
posted
sorry.
online, you'll amend this
I
to
will.
reflect
Yes.
what we did.
Yep. Mrs. Amy Ashcraft,
Yes.
Mr. Michael Pressler,
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard,
Yes.
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt,
Yes.
and Mr. Andrew Pressler.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. The last agenda item is treasurer informational items. Just wanted to keep you updated on that biennial budget that we've been watching. So Friday was the deadline for the amendments from the Senate for the FY 26-27 state budget. In the coming days, the Senate leaders will begin reviewing the proposed changes. The Senate's first round of changes is expected to be released on June 3rd. So we're just waiting on that. My next agenda item, this is typically the time of year where we would renew our insurance. Still working on some quotes. So far, the best that we have still has a 31% increase. It's a statewide thing, it's happening, but we are trying to get some more quotes and see if we can do a little better. So that'll be back in June. The last thing I have is FY 26 breakfast and lunch prices. It's time to start thinking about that. I have on here where we were last year. We increased breakfast from $1.75 to $1.85. Elementary lunch went from $3.25 to $3.35. Middle school, high school went from $3.50 to $3.60, and milk increased from 50 cents to 60 cents. So we did get some reports back, and when you have a negative balance, you are required to go up minimum 10 cents. Just want you to be thinking about that we're well in excess of a $500,000 deficit in that fund. So just something for you to be thinking about, but we will be coming back in June with a recommendation to increase lunch prices again. Minimum 10 cents, the state calls that, but just so you have that on your radar. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mrs. Bowers.
Who's actually gonna put that, who's doing the analysis on that?
EPC, Educational Purchasing Council.
So they're gonna be the ones that make the recommendation through you to us, the lunch
They
prices.
came to me and told me you don't have a choice but to at least go up to 10 cents. You need to go talk to your board and see what they have an appetite for.
Well, I don't think 10 cents on a $3 lunch is keeping up with inflation. So, I mean, I don't know how much food costs. I don't know what we're spending on. I don't know what the discounted rate is for the quantities that we buy, but I would like to kind of know what their opinion on that is. So hopefully they present us.
I can share that with you.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yeah. Here you go.
We're ready, sir.
Okay, superintendent items. Item A is an overnight field trip, the boys basketball camp to attend Capital University's teen camp this summer. I believe it's something they do every year.
Look for a motion to approve the overnight field trip for the boys basketball camp.
So
Mr. Messerschmidt, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Michael Pressler. Mrs. Bowers, would you call roll, please?
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt.
yes.
Mr. Michael Pressler.
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard.
Yes.
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft.
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Item B are the list of those Neola policies that at the last board meeting you were presented for a first read. This is just our quarterly updates from Neola to reflect changes in legislation and federal policies. So these would be new policies to reflect those legislative changes.
Do you know if there's any changes and what the changes specifically are? Oh, sorry.
Let me get a motion for a list of the policies for approval.
Yes.
As presented. Mrs. Ashcraft, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Messerschmidt.
Now, do we know what's different from these, from what we used previously? I looked at these, they were highlighted.
Yeah, if you go with the draft policies, I looked at them today, especially the ones I thought might be, I think it just reflects maybe the change in the political, in the White House, and just changes from different points of view. So, but they were all highlighted in graphs. Do you have anything specific?
I didn't
discussion on these policies?
Were they last, they were on last week, right?
Last week.
Yes, or last month, so it was last month.
Yeah.
Okay, and I wasn't at this, I didn't attend this, this was with Kelly was still in.
I didn't realize these were the same.
So-
That they are.
If you look at where it says policies recommended for BOE, it has notes and tells you what was changed. They did like, it's been revised to reflect the requirements. Like if you go to hit the draft and then hit the policy recommended updates, it tells you.
It was all done by Neola.
So it's been vetted.
Yes.
I looked at it. It's
You're a
fine.
lawyer. Well, Mrs. Bowers, you call a roll, please.
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard?
Yes.
Mr. Michael Pressler?
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
So item D are the elementary, student handbooks. These are the Neola recommended student handbooks that just cover all of the parts that are required by law to be in a student handbook. These are the anything we pass out to the students, that these online. This is a first read.
Hold on, we got the special education.
Oh, my bad, I
policies.
skipped C. Yes, so back in March, you approved the model policies, for the Ohio Department of Education, for special needs children. And I think it was kind of rushed. Neola has made some revisions. These are the revisions based on some of those policies that were approved back in March. If you look at the item, you'll see that the changes, there were just a few changes to those, special education model policies.
We'll look for a motion to approve the special education model policies and procedures.
So moved.
Mr. Michael Messerschmidt. I shouldn't even be up here. So I apologize, and I apologize. Mr. Michael Pressler, do I have a second?
Second.
Mrs. Ashcraft. Discussion? Mrs. Bowers, you call a roll, please.
Mr. Michael Pressler?
Yes.
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard?
Yes.
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
So back to D, item D, that was the elementary student handbook, the first read, just the Neola updates, to reflect changes in legislation that has to be included in your student handbooks. And again, that's a first read, we'll approve those next month. If you look at them, you can see the changes, they're highlighted.
Look like the same with the secondary.
Yep, so item E, if we're, do we need to move block on there?
It's just
We're
for
not
first
supposed to
read.
read about it.
Yeah, so it's the same deal, that's the middle school and high school, the changes are highlighted, that's what we post online, we give the kids like a little handbook, a little planner book, but it's just like it's like your little, quick reference guide, but the actual code of conduct and student handbook is online, and it just reflects changes in legislation. And those are also highlighted yellow, so this is the first review. Item F is Be Safe Driving Education Agreement, and that was something I think we do here at the high school. Be Safe does driver's ed here at the high school for kids, and we signed an agreement for that service.
We'll look for a motion to approve the Be Safe Driving Education Agreement.
So moved.
Mr. Messerschmidt, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Michael Pressler. How long has Be Safe been doing this here?
This is our second year.
Their second year?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's it cost the students to do this program?
Let me see what it says on there, what the cost is.
I didn't see a cost.
Didn't see a cost.
Are they actually like have a room here?
They use, sorry, I talked to them
Yeah.
about this. They use room 125, and how it's worked out is they have the driver's ed right after school, so that the kids don't have to go home. Otherwise, the class isn't offered till like 5:30, 6 o'clock. And then it goes to like 9:30. So a lot of students couldn't do that class. It was too late. It was in the middle of sports, things like that. So we started last spring. I believe it was in March. We did a session. We did a session for this year. We did September. We did another one December, one in like February, March. It's 2 weeks. It's right after school till 7 o'clock. So they stay after school and then they get picked up by their parents. Cost is roughly $650, which is a $50 discount than if they take it other places.
Okay, so it is a little bit of a discount.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like when we were in school, we took it for $50.
Right, 600.
COVID changed all that, so.
Try on twins.
Mrs. Bowers, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt.
Yes.
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft.
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard.
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler.
Yes.
Mr. Michael Pressler.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Philpott. Don't let me kick you guys out over there. Items from board members. We're going to start with Michael Pressler.
I don't think so.
Mrs. Ashcraft.
Well, it's over. The Ashcrafts have all graduated. Lucky for you guys. So I thought graduation was phenomenal. I know people were upset because it got moved inside, but looking at the weather when we came out, I think that we made the right decision. Nobody got blown away. But the only bad thing I heard was that some people had trouble hearing, but I thought everybody did a great job. And I'd just like to thank anybody that touched my children's lives, you know, during this time. I know they're butt heads and hard to deal with. I deal with them on a daily basis, but hopefully they were better here than they were at home. So, but they did it, and it was pretty uneventful. So, you know, I'd like to thank everybody and thank all the hard work that went into graduation and preparing for that. And, you know, just sitting there and looking at all those kids that I've known for, gosh, ever, just thinking about, you know, all the teachers that have touched our lives. Like, it's a big deal to sit there and then to get to hand them their diplomas. It was really an honor for me. So I appreciated that. That's all I have.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Does that make you feel old?
I am old.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Ashcraft. Mr. Andrew Pressler.
Good.
Mr. Messerschmidt.
So last week I had the opportunity to go to the middle school and watch the middle school choir perform their spring concert. And as the program was starting, Carmen Fields got up and she talked about a award that the middle school received by the NAM Foundation for the Support Music Merit Award for 2025. And there's only 87 districts, actually 87 buildings, 87 schools nationwide that get this. And Edgewood Middle School was one of those schools that got it for 2025. And I know the amount of time I've been up here on the board, we've talked about Corlear's Overture, we've talked about the band, we've talked about, you know, the spring arts fairs and all the things that take place in these buildings. But for the students that are interested in music and the arts, our programs are pretty incredible. And this is just another testament to that. So for the middle school and for Carmen and all those that's involved in it, just want to congratulate them. And for the kids that partake in that, what an awesome job they do. So very proud that she was able to announce that and that we are able to celebrate that as the year comes to an end.
Thank you, Mr. Messerschmidt. I've just got a couple little things I want to add to some of this. As a lot of you are aware, we get beat up pretty bad on social media. Maybe even by some of you all, but Friday night graduation makes it all worth it. I mean, I thought it went very well, especially having to move it inside. Just seeing the kids and their faces and shaking their hands, it's very special. I mean, and I regret that I will no longer get to do that. but it's touching to get to do that. I really enjoy it. That is what this is about for me. So I'll miss that. I believe that's it. So at this time, I'm going to look for a motion to move to executive session for the following reasons: to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official.
So moved.
Mr. Michael Pressler, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt. Mrs. Bowers, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Michael Pressler?
Yes.
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard?
Yes.
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. It is 6:47 p.m.
All right, we're back. 9:01. Personnel items, item A. I'm going to look for a motion for the approval for item A.
So moved.
Mr. Michael Pressler, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Andrew Pressler. Mrs. Bowers, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Michael Pressler?
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler?
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard?
Yes.
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt?
Abstain.
Personnel items, supplemental nomination, item B, as presented.
So moved.
Mrs. Ashcraft, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Michael Pressler. Mrs. Bowers, would you call the roll, please?
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Michael Pressler?
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard?
Abstain?
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt?
Yes.
And Mr. Andrew Pressler?
Yes.
Personnel items, item C, supplemental nomination as presented.
So moved.
Mrs. Ashcraft, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Messerschmidt. Mrs. Bowers, would you call the roll, please?
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard?
Yes.
Mr. Michael Pressler?
Abstain.
Mr. Andrew Pressler?
Abstain. Personnel items, item D, administrator contract.
So moved.
Mrs. Ashcraft, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Messerschmidt. Mrs. Bowers, would you call the roll, please?
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard?
Yes.
Mr. Michael Pressler?
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler?
Yes.
Personnel items, item E, superintendent contract.
So moved.
Mr. Messerschmidt, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Michael Pressler. Mrs. Bowers, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Michael Pressler?
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard?
Yes.
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler?
Hold on a second. What was this? I thought we just voted on this.
The first one was an addendum to change the date on Miss Adams.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
This one's super.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. Sorry, I thought we just
Oh,
voted.
that's okay.
Well, I had my thoughts and second thoughts on it too. Looking for a motion to adjourn.
Three no's.
I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Mr. Michael Pressler, Mrs. Ashcraft, second. Mrs. Bowers, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Michael Pressler?
Yes.
Mrs. Amy Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Gary Gabbard?
Yes.
Mr. Mark Messerschmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Andrew Pressler?
Yes.
At 9:06.